it's about that time. We decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down there, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm. Man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talking.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I am in your space. I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be here on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. I know you're locked into Prime Time Network. It is August the 2nd, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi. I am Big G, your wonderful and delightful host, here on Industry Talk. Welcome to the show, welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. Definitely thank you for being here. Today is going to be a very wonderful day as it relates to us having and jumping into conversation about everything and anything today. If you have it on your mind, put it into the comment section. Any questions, comments, or concerns. I want to know about it. Let me know what the goings on is. And welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's have a really good time. Really good time. The one thing about it all is, as we get into it, as we begin to talk about it, there are no rules. I cannot put a cap on your conversation. So what it is that you say, what it is that you feel, I want you to let it be known. But in the meantime and in between time, I want to welcome you all to have a wonderful time. Close out your day with peaceful, soulful, insightful thoughts. After all, it is your day, and it is going to close the way that you decide and choose for it to close. Stay grinding, stay working, stay real, stay relevant, stay unapologetically you, ladies and gentlemen. Because there's nothing on this planet that can stop you. Let's get into the conversation. Industry Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. So, how is everyone doing today? Yes. Why do I ask? I ask because I'm curious. I want to know how your day has gone. What's happening with you and everything you're wanting to do in life and succeed. And, I want to know. I want to know what makes you tick. What makes you want to get up and get going and stay motivated. All right? I'm checking all my screens, looking at everything, making sure you guys can see me crystal and clearly. Yes, indeed. So tonight we're going to talk about one of the most valuable skills you can possess. Yeah. Emotional intelligence. In a world where everyone has an opinion and social media encourages instant reactions, emotional intelligence has become a rare commodity. Here's the truth. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. Emotion is natural. Reaction? That's a choice. Real strength isn't found in who can yell the loudest, argue the longest, or get the last word. Real strength is found in the person who can remain calm when everything around them is falling apart. Emotional intelligence is knowing when to speak and when silence carries more power. It recognizes that every battle isn't worth fighting. It's understanding that listening can be more valuable than talking. Too many opportunities have been lost because someone couldn't control their temper. Too many businesses have failed because leaders reacted emotionally instead of responding strategically. The most successful people aren't always the smartest people in the room. They're often the people who know how to manage themselves. They know how to handle criticism without falling apart. They know how to celebrate others without becoming jealous. They know how to disagree without becoming disrespectful. And they know how to turn pressure into purpose instead of panic. Here's something to think about. If one negative comment can ruin your entire day, are you controlling your emotions or are your emotions really out there controlling you? Emotional intelligence doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means your feelings don't become the driver of every decision that you make. Your emotion and indicators, well, they are not your leaders. The people who build lasting businesses, the people who maintain healthy families, the people who become trusted leaders, the people who create lasting legacies. All of them have one thing in common. They've learned to master themselves before trying to lead anyone. So tonight, I want to challenge every one of us. Before you react, pause. Before you respond, understand. Before you judge, listen. And before you allow temporary emotions to make permanent decisions, ask yourself, will this response move me closer to the life I'm trying to build or further away from it? Because emotional intelligence isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming more aware, more disciplined, more compassionate, and more intentional every single day. That's where real leadership begins. That's where stronger relationships are built. And that's where lasting success really takes root. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Industry Talk. Let's really get off into the conversation. If you've got anything to add to the talk, if you've got anything to add to our conversation today, hit me up, let me know. Put it in the comments, put it in the DMs, put it in an email, give me a call, let me know. I want to know. Yeah. What's going on, Comic Steve Brown? Welcome to the party, man. Y'all definitely chime in. Let me know where you're tapping in from. I want to know where you're tapping in from. Before we move another further, before I say another thing, I want to know if you are listening and you're hearing my voice. I'd like you to share the live. Lock us in. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes. Let them know that we're out here, that we're rocking and rolling, and we're keeping this thing going in a major way. In a major way. Let me go ahead on and talk to you guys about a motivational moment. A little something for you to, to keep in mind. Right? Every day, life, well, it's going to test your it's going to test your patience. Yeah. Someone will definitely misunderstand you. That's what I question. Someone may even disrespect you. Someone may question your vision. The question isn't whether you'll face pressure. The question is who you'll become under pressure. Character is revealed when emotions run high. Emotional intelligence means choosing wisdom over impulse, patience over pride, and purpose over proving a point. Remember this. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Protect your peace, protect your purpose, protect your future. Yeah. It's crucial, ladies and gentlemen. It's vital. And I got it on my mind. If y'all got something to say, man, while I'm sitting there ripping, running my mouth, getting it in a little bit today, because we're going to run through it. We're going to talk about it. So put this into your thought process, if you don't mind. Why are we so quick to react? Yeah. See, I got it on my mind now. Why are we so quick to react? Technology it's made us faster, right? But it hasn't made us wiser because something else is thinking for you. Yeah, yeah. For a lot of you, something else is thinking for you, and you have your brain set on autopilot. People fire off angry text. They argue in comment sections. They cancel relationships over misunderstandings. They make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. That happens a lot. Some of the greatest opportunities in life have been lost because someone couldn't pause long enough to think before responding. One emotional decision can cost you marriage, a friendship, a business partnership, a promotion, even your reputation. Emotional intelligence isn't weakness, it's self control. And self control is one of the greatest forms of strength. Yeah. You know what I forgot to do, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm sitting here talking, because I get excited when I get an opportunity to get on here and start giving gabbing to you guys. I forgot to send the link over to Jarrell Braswell. And I'm going to shoot this over to JB. See what he's got going on today. See if he wants to jump on with us. And even if he doesn't, he'll still have the link. Right? Okay. We're going to learn some more words today. We'll take a little time. Yes, we'll take some time. And we're going to learn some more words. Right. I'm the Spanish lessons. I'm enjoying going back and watch the videos. Enjoy watching the videos.
What you see right here is the Spanish alphabet.
So we're going to keep that thing going. You know, you guys have definitely locked in with sight words, conjugation, consonants, vowels. Let's see, masculine and feminine situations. We're going through it pretty good. See if I can't find another good lesson for you guys to pay attention to. I want you guys to learn some more words. We did the 1 through 20 numbers just the other day, and so we need to keep on pushing, keep on moving, and let's see if I can't find another good section for today for us. Yeah. Okay. I think this is a good one. Yeah. So we did some numbers. And today we're going to do 8 irregular verbs. Yeah. 8 irregular verbs. Right. Okay. I like it. Let's get into it. All right. So before we go any further, let's keep this educational note off the way that we do. And this isn't for my benefit. This is for our benefit. This is our edification. This is
Let's take a look at some
us
irregular verbs.
having an opportunity to learn. And I don't like missing opportunities to learn or even present something educational for people to understand. So, sit back, enjoy, and hey, learn something today, people. Learn something today, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Verbos irregulares.
Let's take a look at some
Irregular
irregular
verbs.
verbs. Now, most of these will be new verbs that we've covered in this unit, but some of them you maybe know from the previous videos as well. The main point or the main reason why I want to make this video is to show you the entire conjugation of these new verbs, because you didn't really get the chance to see them in all the persons. You only saw it either in the first or the third person, but these are all very important verbs that you will definitely be using when you speak Spanish. So that's why I want to show them to you in all the persons and point out the irregularities or the changes that they have. Maybe you've noticed that I wrote verbos irregulares, which means irregular verbs, but also verbos con cambios irregulares, which means verbs with irregular changes. Cambios are changes. And you will see that as we progress through this video, but many of these verbs actually, the way that they are conjugated is very similar to the regular way, but they only have some slight differences, slight changes. Usually it's that you add some letter, E or E or something like that. So some people or most people call them irregular, but in fact they almost entirely follow the regular rules, but they have some irregularity in them. And you'll see that there's a recurring pattern, or there are certain recurring patterns that will make it much easier for you to memorize them. So once again, we have three groups of words here which are divided based upon the time of the day when you usually do them. So I think we can get started with the morning. The first verb is despertarse. Despertarse means to wake up, and aside from being irregular or having an irregular change, you can see that it is also reflexive, and I'll probably zoom in on it so that you can see it better. Okay, despertarse. When you have irregular verbs, the reflexive parts conjugate the same way as they do with regular verbs, so there's no problem with that. Mete, se, nos, os, se. Nothing changes there. Despertarse, however, has a change in, let's say, the root. You can see that we add an I in the first, second, and third person singular and third person plural. And this is something very important to remember, because many of these verbs and other, let's say, irregular verbs have the same recurring pattern, that if they have some sort of irregularity, it does not apply to nosotros and vosotros. So it does not apply to first and second person plural. So first person of despertarse would be me despierto. Second, te despiertas. Third, se despierta. So this is I wake up, you wake up, he wakes up. You can see that the endings are completely okay. We have an AR ending verb, the endings are o, as, a, amos, ais, an. So nothing changes with the, let's say, suffixes. The thing that changes is the root of the verb. So as I've said, we add an E in here. Despierto, despiertas, despierta. I guess it's easier to say than desperta, despertas, desperta. So my guess is that many of these irregular verbs were created for better pronunciation. But it also sounds a lot more beautifully, despierto, than desperto. I think you'll agree with me on that. So, hierto, hiertas, hierta, but nos despertamos, os despertáis. Okay, so notice, first and second person plural don't have that irregular change. And then that irregular change comes back in the third person plural. Remember that. These two are usually excluded from the irregularities. Okay, so I think we can move on to the other verb that you usually do in the morning, which is vestirse. This has a different type of change. However, you can see that it does not affect first and second person plural. And contrary to, or unlike here where we added a letter, here we just change the letter E to the letter I. So, me visto, te vistes, se viste. These two remain regular, nos vestimos, os vestís. And then the irregularity comes back, se visten. Again, notice that, of course, this is reflexive, so we have the reflexive part right here. And notice that it is an IR ending verb, and again, the endings are completely regular. O, es, e, imos, is, en. So these are the regular endings of IR verbs. The only thing that changes here is the I in the root. So if you wanted to say you dress up, you would say te vistes. If you wanted to say you in plural dress up, you would say os vestís. So yeah, this is totally just about kind of memorizing them and recognizing which ones are regular and which ones are not, and it will definitely start making a lot more sense as you start using them in actual sentences, and we'll practice that here. I think we can move on to the central part of the day, where we have these three verbs. The first one is ir, or ir a. A is just again a preposition that kind of helps you say where you want to go. Voy a la escuela, voy al trabajo, etc., etc. But of course, if you conjugate it, you always conjugate it without the preposition. Now, this verb is completely irregular, like completely, because let's think about it for a second. What would happen? So I said that Spanish verbs end either with AR, ER, or IR. And basically this verb in its infinitive form is just the ending. It's just ir. So if we went by the rules and erased or threw out this ending, we would be left with nothing. So we would only kind of stick the suffixes or the endings to nothing. So we would be left with o, es, e, imos, is, en, which is kind of silly. So that's why I guess someone decided to make it completely irregular. And to confuse you even more, they did not use the IR endings, but they used the AR endings. So the full conjugation of the verb ir is voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. It's really easy to remember, but you have to keep in mind that it's completely irregular. And this verb is used a lot. It's used a lot in different phrasal verbs, in different contexts, so definitely know this one by heart. And it means to go. I don't know if I said that previously, it means to go somewhere. Then we have the word verb empezar, which means to begin. And the change that we have right here is very, very similar to the change that we had in the first verb, despertarse. So you can see, despierto, empiezo. Despiertas, empiezas. So the thing that happens here is that we add an extra letter, which is I, or I in Spanish. Again, I guess for pronunciation reasons. So if you want to say I begin, you say empiezo. You begin, empiezas. He or she begins, empieza. We begin, empezamos. You in plural begin, empezáis. And they empiezan. Again, notice that these two are exceptions, or that they are completely regular. Another verb that we have here is almorzar, which means to eat lunch or to have lunch. Very similar to empezar, we add an extra letter in these three and this fourth person or the fourth case. These two are left out, so first and second person plural don't have that irregular change, but instead of adding I, we add you. Almuerzo, almuerzas, almuerza. Almorzamos, almorzáis, almuerzan. We've covered that, so I think we can move on to the third part of the day, afternoon or evening. The first verb that we have is venir, which means to come. And this one, again, it's pretty easy because the changes that we see here were very similar to the ones that we had with empezar. However, here also notice that the first person is different. You add a G in here. Vengo. So kind of, if we were to follow the regular rules, we would put away the IR and we would say veno. But veno, I don't know, probably it doesn't really even sound all that good, so someone decided to add a G right there. So the reason why, so we have vengo in the first person. And then the changes that we see here are that we add an E, vienes, viene, but no more G's in the ends, just this change in the first part in the root. So vengo, vienes, viene. Again, these two are left out of any changes, so these are completely regular. Venimos, venís, and then vienen. Very, very similar thing happens with jugar, which we've already had here a couple times before. The first person, I mean, this naturally has a G in it, jug, because it exists in the root of the verb, but it is kind of resemblant with vengo. So juego, juegas, juega. These two are regular, jugamos, jugáis, juegan. Another verb, hacer, which again is very, very important, very similar to ir because it is used in many phrasal verbs. Hacer is very similar to venir. So if I were to, again, cross out the ending, we would be left with hazo, which sounds weird again, so that's why someone changed it to a G. So the first person is hago, and then the rest of it is completely regular. So haz, es, haz, hacemos, haceis, hacen. So you can see the endings are there, untouched. Everything is as it's supposed to be. So the only thing, irregular thing with hacer is the first person, where we add the G. Another verb that we had was ver, which means to watch or to see, mostly to watch. Here again, the change only happens in the first person. And why is that? This really looks regular, but if you think about it, in order to, let's say, conjugate it according to the normal correct rules, we would cross out this, and this V would be the root of the verb. So we would only add O to it. So the first person would be vo. And again, that is pretty weird, so someone decided to add an E there. So the first person is veo, and then the rest is completely regular. Ves, ve, vemos, veis, ven. And the last verb that we have is acostarse, which again is reflexive, but it also has an irregular change in it. And this change is very similar to the change that we've already seen here with almorzar. So we will be adding a U to the root of the verb. Me acuesto. So normally it would be me acosto, but here we add a U and we change the O to the E. Me acuesto, te acuestas, se acuesta. Nos acostamos, os acostáis. So these are completely regular once again. And then se acuestan for the third person plural. So I understand that this must have been a lot to take in. It was a lot of verbs, a lot of information, things that you have never probably seen before. But these verbs are important and they kind of sound really nicely. So as you listen to them more and practice them more, you'll really start remembering them, especially since they have these recurring patterns that I try to point out. So these are the verbs that we'll definitely be working with. I hope that this video helped you kind of tidy up the mess that you may have had in your head with them from the previous videos. So thank you for your attention.
All right, good people. We're back. Yes, we are back. Irregular verbs. Lock them in. Yeah, lock them in. Gets a little confusing, but not as confusing if you just go back, listen to the video, take in what is said very simply, and then begin to apply it. Practice. You definitely got to practice. If I were you, go find me go find you a Spanish-speaking friend. Yes. Well, someone you can practice with. Because some of you aren't disciplined enough to practice in the mirror. Yeah. This is where I need some engagement. Right? quick question to you all. Have your emotions ever cost you an opportunity? Or has emotional intelligence helped you avoid making a decision you later would have regretted? 6 in one hand, half dozen another. I want to know. Hit me up. Put it in the information. If you got my number, give me a call. I want you to join the conversation. I want you to share your experience in the comments. Your story could help someone else. Big shout out to all of our partners, affiliates, collective friends, and cohorts. Make sure that you stay locked in for our 10 o'clock in the morning session. Well, actually, let me give you a complete rundown. 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. You can tune into Primetime Rise and Grind. You know, our motivational moment here on the network, here on the Primetime Network, where we get it in early in the morning. We're here to motivate you, inspire you, and assist you with getting your raggedy, monkey, funky breath asses up to start your day. Yes, that's right. Let's get it going. 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Inside Speaks. Inside Speaks with Jonathan Shaw, Military Veterans Point of View. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1, 2, in that time frame, we normally run our reboots of older shows, and that's a combination of Boss Talk Podcast 101, Inside Speaks, The Cloud Chronicles, and the like. Even some of the Gerald Braswell, what side of the bed did you get up on this morning? We sit there and hit all of those areas. And of course, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, Industry Talk. We're here with you. We're in your face. We're in your space every day, making it happen. Whether we show our movies that we participate in, whether we show interviews that are locked in with us on the collaborative effort. If in fact we have Paul Whitehouse, our good friend with Patriot BFC, who comes in on Tuesday to talk to you guys about getting rich and not crying trying. Of course, the first and second Wednesdays, I believe, of the month. I have to make sure I tap in with that. I don't want to get that information wrong. But Kiara Smith and Emily Mitchell are here with Healing and Hope, our mental health session and conversation. So we're stretching across the spectrum as it relates to everything that Industry Talk actually brings to the table, from interviews to sports talk, educational talk, motivational and inspirational conversations, various videos and content that we bring across the platform, all to assist you, all to bring it to your table, to give you an idea of what is possible. Not just because we do it, because you can do it and actually get the same response that you want to get out of what you're doing for your business. If you want to sit there and become a broadcast note, an arm of propaganda for your organization or your business, the best thing for you to do is to start. Start. And no one will speak about your business better than or the way that you want someone speaking about your business, because no one knows your business like you know your business. Am I correct? I do believe so. You don't have to tell me. That's a rhetorical question. Yeah. So make sure you tap in with our good man Paul Whitehouse on Tuesdays.
I'm Paul. I'm Chad. I'm Paul from Patriot Business Finance Consultants. I'm just trying to get the best financing package arranged for our clients. We will fight for you. 844-742-1776. Call us. Check out our website, www.patriotbfc.com.
Yes, indeed. PatriotBFC.com. Make sure you tap in with Johnson Shaw, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every morning.
No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as ruck. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm going to share some of them stories with you on this channel.
Yes, indeed. And if in fact you're an artist that's out there and you want to make sure that your music, your audio matches up with your cover art, you want to combine the two. You want to make sure that that cover art travels with your music over the life of your music. Yeah, we've got the program that you need. Is your cover art missing when your music plays? Having trouble getting your cover art to display with your audio file? We've got the solution. Just click the link, upload your audio file and your cover artwork, provide the metadata we need, and we'll take care of the rest. In no time, you'll receive a professionally embedded audio file with your cover art attached. Ready for streaming, distribution, websites, DJs, radio stations, and media players. Fast, simple, professional. Upload, embed, play. Your music deserves to look as good as it sounds. Click the link below and let us do the work. Yes, indeed. Make sure you tap in with us if in fact you're an artist and you need that assistance. I can send you the information for our audio packager. Hey man, look professional. Your music sounds good. You want it to go out to the public looking just as sharp, just as clean, just as smooth. Get us in your corner. You never know what we really can do to assist. Make sure you tap in with my good man, Jarrell Braswell at www.jbcomedy.com.
Hey, what it do, world? It's your boy, Comedian JB, the real J Braswell, Comedian J Braswell. Hey, dig this. I got a website, man. Tap in at jbcomedy.com.
And keep in mind, I did tell you yesterday that I was going to shave my head. I have done that. And today kicks off the day. The second. I want you guys to track and tell me how long it takes for my hair to grow back. I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to take that long. And if in fact you want to book my good man Jarrell Braswell, comedian Jarrell Braswell, hey man, well look, tap in, ladies and gentlemen, tap in, get him in your city. Need a host, feature, headliner, or motivational speaker who delivers every time? Book comedian Jarrell Braswell, bringing high energy comedy and unforgettable performances to every stage he touches. Catch him while you can. Visit jbcomedy.com and secure your date today. Calendar is filling fast. Book Jarrell Braswell now.
Won't go in. Come up, blooded. They call it JB Comedy.
Coming to the stage, Comedian JB.
Man, I tried they older women, them cougars, they fucking it up. They doing what young women doing, cougars popping, mollies, they getting BBLs, all that shit. One cougar I was fucking with had a BBL, she was shaped like a silverback gorilla. For real. Had another one I was fucking with, that bitch was shaped like Shamar.
Make sure you guys tap in and lock in with my good man Jarrell Braswell. Also, keep in mind, everyone that I make reference to, I also would love for you all to go join them on YouTube, right? It's all about assisting and uplifting our community, our digital dysphoria, our digital ecosystem, the people that are rocking out with us, whoever that may be, wherever you may be, wherever you're tapped in from. What's going on, Ethan? How you doing, man? Good, man. Ethan, Easy Sports. Good, brother. So no matter where it is that you may be chiming in from, right? You know, we're here to ensure that we give you sound information that you can utilize or put into practice immediately, not something that you have to wait on. Since you guys are in the world of instant gratification, I'm trying to give you some instant jewels and information that you can apply to your situation right now. Right now. Yep. Hey, baby. I see my wife has joined the party. Yep. Welcome to the show. And had some lunch today. Went to an awesome restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. Went to Ward's today. I don't know if you're from a different area, if you're from the UK or Zimbabwe or Abu Dhabi, Senegal, Dubai, wherever you may be chiming in from with us, Budapest or Bangladesh, Singapore, Bahrain, wherever you chiming in from. If you ain't never heard of Ward's, look it up. Yes, I went to Ward's today. My wife and I went to Ward's today. Took a little stroll, get away from the rigmarole, just take a brief moment to get out and talk and ride and let the sun and the breeze bask through my hair. Yeah, all of that. Did that today. Yep. It's normal because we don't have awards in the area that we live in. So we had to go outside of our region to tap into the ward. So that's why I enjoy it, because it's not here. It's not like I can go frequent it on a regular, consistent basis. And I went overboard. Yes, I did go overboard. I've been consistent. So today was one of those days where I went overboard. Yeah. My wife told me I was going to have the itis, and she was correct. I was fighting it. Driving home, it snuck up on me, hit me in the back of the head like a motherfucker with a brick that I didn't see coming. And I always, goddamn, be 360 degrees of awareness. Bow! Yeah. Fucked me up. You be driving. You don't even know that you're driving. You driving. You know you driving, but you don't know you driving. But you think you driving, but you really fucking sleep, but you still driving. Eyes wide open, but you done blanked out in this motherfucker. Driving straight and everything, you know what I'm saying? Catch yourself. What the fuck? Yeah. Double big one, chili cheese fries, a catfish basket, and a chili cheese dog with onions and mustard. Yeah, I told you, ladies and gentlemen, I took it too far. I really did. Yeah. I'm just telling you what happened. I can't. You see, if you're driving and you're paying attention, then that means that you're emotionally invested in what I'm saying. And I thank you. I appreciate that. I did not mean to shock or scare. I'm just telling you what happened to me, while I was driving. My wife was on her side, like she normally does when we drive. It's not that we're having, all kinds of in-depth conversations and, the way of the world. And, I look over, her ass is asleep too. Shit. You ain't have to tell him that, baby. You ain't have to tell him about the hamburgers and fries that you ate before. That was early. So you definitely had the double itis. So can you imagine both of us riding, both of us sleeping, and both of us having no idea that the end is near? The only thing that you could think about is, man, how much longer before I get to my damn house? It was all fun and games in the beginning. Everybody's ready to go and hooray! But once you get so many miles away from your house and it's not a quick trip home, yeah. But I did not mean to frighten. No. But that's what happened. Let's get hit with a brick. Pow! Back of the head. Wasn't paying attention. That sleep jumped on my ass. Well, that high cholesterol jumped on my ass. That blood sugar jumped on my ass. That's what happened. It was a good thing. It was a good thing that I've been trained, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trained to sleep drive. Yes. Don't try this shit at home and don't try it at your own. Do not do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. But I've been trained at the highest levels of stupidity to drive while sleeping. DWS, driving while asleep, yes. You've done it before. Come on, digital landscape. Come on, digital family. Y'all done it before. You done driven, intoxicated, jacked up, don't know how you got home, but you made it. And we always say, God was on my side. No, nigga. That automatic system kicked in. That survival system kicked in and took over. Just like breathing. You have no clue how to make that autonomous system work. If you were responsible for your breathing, you would die. If you were responsible for telling your heart to beat, you would die. So this auto functioning that I already have embedded and have already trusted and has already been built in and hardwired into my dynamic system of a brain. Yep. It kicks in and you don't even know it's kicking in. Until you start flying in your dream. Until you start doing some other shit and you're not paying attention to the driving because you're so free, you're so happy, and then you wake the fuck up and then the next thing you know, oh my, what the fuck? Yeah, y'all know. Y'all went to the side of the road in the car, hitting those little, yeah. Thank God for that ingenious life-saving beating up of the concrete and the pavement so that your tires sound like an 18-wheeler. car shakes profusely. Rocks kick up. Dust. It wasn't that dramatic, but you know. You've been there. Don't act like you ain't never been there. How you get pulled over twice? You was speeding? You swear what you was doing? Miss Williams? What you was doing, sister? Or you was driving too slow? Which one? Too fast, swerving? Or just tired? And he recognized, oh, she tired. Yeah, she about to kill somebody out here on this damn road. Oh, man. Yeah. That's what's been going on today. It's been a beautiful, that's now you understand why I'm so happy, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh my goodness. Y'all just didn't know how close I was to the end today. Anyway, that's why I love life. So this evening, make sure that you give a big shout out and salute to creators, entrepreneurs who continue to build with discipline, professionalism, and consistency. Rob Lowe Escobars, Jablay, The Cloud Chronicles, DMO Carolina, Azo Capone, Passport Scoop, Keith Wallace, Coach Malachi with True Media Boxing, Terry, MF and Cherry, Freaky the Pimp, Getty Blue, EXO Music, Tangela Turner, Kiara Isham, and Emily Mitchell with Heals, Healing, and Hope, our good man comedian Jarrell Braswell, and the like. Support those who are investing in themselves and their communities. We're going to lock this in before we get up out of here. 5 ways to build emotional intelligence. Pause before reacting. A few seconds of thought can prevent years of regret. I agree. Listen to understand, not just to respond. Sometimes people need to be heard before they can hear you. Accept constructive criticism. Growth begins where defensiveness ends. Manage stress before making important decisions. Rest, pray, reflect, and seek wise counsel. Lead with empathy without abandoning accountability. You can be compassionate and still uphold standards. Yes, you can. What's harder to control, ladies and gentlemen, your emotions or your ego? Or your mouth? Well, with me, it's my mouth, because I'm quick with it. I'm snippy. This was a hard one for me today, y'all, because you can't just tell me shit and not expect me not to rebuttal or not to come back with some slick shit. I address the energy that you address me with. That's just me, and maybe I need to work on my emotional intelligence. You can't tell me some slick shit and not expect me not to respond in like kind. And if you're approaching me in a way that I think that it's more than aggressive, my fight or flight responses are a little bit different. Yeah. I'm a little bit too old to be tussling around with a motherfucker. So I find permanent solutions to aggressive situations. And I make sure that I stay away from that because I know my temperament and I know the emotional response that I will make in most bullshit situations, most crazy situations, most throwed off situations. I can't sit here and tell you that I think clearly in all situations and scenarios. No, I snap. I lose my fucking mind. Based on what the situation is. That's why it's better for me to be away from people and invest in myself, my time, my efforts, my energies, and surround myself with individuals who are like-minded, have their own visions, and moving in their own directions, and I can play my role. I can assist where I'm needed. Do I like friendly competition? Do I like to sit there and debate and all? Yeah, I do. I love all of that. That's just me growing as a human, me learning every day. But when it comes to the bullshit, yeah. When it comes to my kids, yeah, I kind of comes to my wife, yeah, I kind of lose it. When it comes to people in terms of how they approach my mom, my sisters, how they approach, you know, kind of throw it off that way. There's a young man that called my sister a bitch. I went and found that individual and like to choke the dog shit out this nigga on the railroad tracks, waiting for the train to come by so I could leave him there. You know what I mean, people. Face turning blue, and he was black. My sister pleading with me to get off of him. I'm waiting for this fucking train so I can leave this motherfucker unconscious here and use the train as the excuse. This nigga fell on the track and got his goddamn head decapitated. Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Anyway, as we come on up out of this thing, man, emotional intelligence isn't about pretending you never get angry. It's about choosing not to let anger make your decisions. It's about recognizing that every conversation doesn't require confrontation. Every disagreement doesn't need a winner, and every criticism doesn't deserve a response. I'm gonna stop right there because maybe that's what my problem is. You know, I don't have to be the winner, but I know goddamn well I'm right. I know I'm right. Because there's not too many things that I engage in to where I don't have the rightness about it. So when you come at me with some sideways, off the wall shit and it's belligerent and ignorant, yeah. You think I'm gonna let stupidity rule the day? Ignorance fill the room and the space and people walk away just as dumb as they came into a situation? No. I can't tolerate that. The greatest victories you'll ever achieve won't always happen in public. Many will happen in private. When you choose patience over pride, understanding over assumptions, grace over revenge, wisdom over impulse. As the book of Proverbs reminds us, a person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls. Proverbs 25:28. Protect your mind, guard your heart, master your emotions, because when you master yourself, you become very capable of leading others. Thank you for joining us here on Industry Talk, where conversation, challenge, perspectives, build stronger leaders, and inspire lasting change. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be intentional, be emotionally intelligent, and always choose to respond instead of react. And y'all already know with me, beautiful people, it's always about health, wealth, wellness, Stay named. Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.